Hey everyone, it's a beautiful day outside and it is Nancy Grows Stuff, another video. Just want to give you a little update of what's going on. The garden has been a little bit crazy this year. It seems to be a whole lot more work than it was last year. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. What you are looking at right now is our 5th round of lettuce. We love it. It's great to be able to come out here and just grab some lettuce for a salad. Raspberries, 2nd round of raspberries are coming along really strong. You can see there's a whole bunch of raspberries on them. Yep, looks pretty good. I've got the cardinal basil, which is going to be harvested probably this weekend, maybe the next weekend. I will dry it and use it, or maybe even make a pesto out of it. Sage, I had already harvested 1 round of this sage, and it is drying. It's coming back. My marjoram is hanging in there. It's hanging in there. And coming over here to the herb square, I have harvested that basil 2 times and it keeps growing hugely. It's great. Chamomile is almost done for the year. Okay, you can see it back over there. I got a lot of it. I'll show you later. St. John's wort is doing okay. I'm not entirely sure what to do with it. The oregano has really taken off since I got rid of the dill and used the dill. More sage. Thyme looks pretty decent. I always have a hard time growing thyme. And I planted some nasturtiums there. Don't ask why. I had the seeds. I figured I'd try. Moving on to the mystery plant. Whatever it is, it's got some pretty decent sized tomatoes on them. I've already harvested 1 tomato. I think it might be a pink oxheart because they're a pinkish red. I'll take them. 4 cherry tomatoes that I am harvesting them. You can see way back in there. There is a red one. I gotta grab it. I missed it earlier apparently. It's a nice one. The pollinator patch didn't go as planned this year. The safflower did really well. I'll show you what I've harvested. It got out of control, the pollinator patch, and I don't think I'll do it again next year, or I will put different types of things in it. Some more mystery tomatoes. Not entirely sure. Oh, actually, this one's the Dogma's Perfection. This was a free seed packet that I was given by somebody, and they look pretty big. They look huge. Here, I'm gonna try to get it. There you go. It's huge. Okay. Our tomato square. It is a mess. It is quite the mess. The Reese tomatoes look decent. There's a lot in there. And this is what they look like as babies. And then this is what they look like when they're getting older. They're okay. They're okay. They taste okay. I've harvested a few of them. They're okay. This is a pink oxheart. They are beautiful tomatoes. They get this pale pinkish red. They're huge. Okay, and I've got quite a bit of them. Back there are some Cherokee purples, 2 plants of Cherokee purples that we've already harvested, a couple. Back there, you're looking at some mortgage lifters, right there and right there. And our black prince, fantastic. I've already gotten probably about 10 tomatoes off them. And some more Reese tomatoes. This is the saddest onion patch I think I've ever seen in my life. I do not know what went wrong. I think somebody got into it, but we're kind of letting it go to see what happens. I trimmed them up and I don't know, we'll see. If you're looking at this thing, this is a sonic, well, it's a pest deterrent. Hear it? Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but it's keeping the skunks, the raccoons, the possums all out of here. Oh, this it is. It's that out of control squash patch. And these are weirdo squashes again. I'll have to show you one of the ones we did harvest. They're just plain weirdo squashes, we call them. Let's see if I can find one in here. Maybe Nancy Grows Stuff's husband. Yeah, I think he harvested it. And of course in the middle we've got a Reese tomato plant. This thing is already like 6 foot tall. I'm gonna have to top it off, but look at them all. Look at them all. They look pretty decent. The amazing new compost system here, it's looking pretty good. Mr. Nancy Grows Stuff says it's looking decent and everything. Of course, we've got plants from other neighbors' yards growing into our yards that we gotta trim on a daily basis. That's an eggplant I stuck there. We did put some more down here. This is kohlrabi. It'll be coming up soon. It's quick, and it likes cold, so it'll be okay probably through to late October. Mint's looking decent, and the grapes are out of control. We did nothing with them this year. It's okay. We're going to figure that out for next year. And coming on up here, this is the harvested safflower. It just dries. It is the poor man's saffron. I did pretty good where there's not a whole lot of bugs that came out of it, which is nice. That is the weirdo squash. I mean, look at this thing. It's weird. It's just a weirdo squash. More chamomile. We did real well up here with the radishes. They're still coming in strong here. I don't know why. We just have such a hard time growing radishes. I let the arugula go to seed, and the bugs and bees and everything are loving it. I do have to do some harvesting here of some winter savory, which is right there, and this is marjoram, and the sage looks pretty decent. I'm gonna have to deal with that too. Spinach is still looking good. It's tarragon. We're gonna harvest that soon too. This is baby kale. I want to cut this and roast it up for kale chips. I think that's gonna happen soon as well. These are tomatoes that fell off, and we're trying to ripen them naturally. This is a table of herbs. I've got some thyme growing. Look at that. We're still looking at holy basil. Chives are okay. Italian basil, and the two very, very nice sage plants. Now you're looking at our potted potatoes. Okay, these are from seeds, so I really don't know what's going to go on with them. We've got this one pot here. It's a small pot. We've got another pot here that is, weeds. And then this bag here looks pretty decent, except for the fact that the strawberries shot into it and have put their tubers down in it as well. Oh well, strawberries are done for the season, so that's why it looks pretty gnarly in there. Got some sage, some dill, beautiful pot of oregano, some more sage. This is a mix of basil. Of course, my marigolds. There was marigolds over there, and I'm gonna make some more pesto. More oregano, Italian basil. This is marjoram, and marjoram, and this is basil. Some more sage, and some more oregano. I grew a lot of sage this year because last year I got none. This is the mess of potatoes, okay? We did harvest one bucket and got about 5 to 7 pounds of potatoes. They were heirloom potatoes. They're beautiful, love them. I think we're gonna do it again. These aren't quite ready to go yet. Maybe that first bucket right there, well, it's the second one. There's a small bag of them right there too. And all the ones in the back are still going strong. As soon as they start to turn yellow, we will harvest them. It's gonna be a ton of potatoes. We've got a nice black strawberry cherry tomato plant right here. It's hard to see because it kind of fell over. They're looking pretty decent. My Minnesota midget in the back there is not doing well. However, look at this awesome eggplant. Looking pretty decent. Cabbage, even though it's got a bunch of holes in it, it's grown well and it's forming a cabbage. This is the yellow submarine from Cornell. These are Mariana's peas. That small one did make it and is up in there. We got a nice big one back there. And this one actually is the vintage wine, and there's only one tomato on it, and it is a huge plant. Another cabbage. Peas did terrible. I just picked them and ate them at that time. And then there's the gooseberry bush. Was filled with gooseberries. We woke up one morning and they were all gone. So something got in here. We had taken out the sensors because they annoyed me, and took out the sensors, and 2 days later all the gooseberries were gone. My fault. This is where the garlic was pulled, so we put 2 quick crops in here because garlic does not get put back into the ground until October. We've got some lemon cucumbers. They are the size of about maybe tennis balls, and they're yellow. And we did plant some cauliflower. I don't know how well that's going to go, but it is a cool crop, so it should be okay. We may get a couple cauliflowers off it. We planted some French radishes here, so those should be coming up pretty soon. Like I said, we are not the best at radishes. Here is our two specialty basils. The Agostino Reggito, which is right there. It's a beautiful taste. And this one is the Isle of Naxos. They were very expensive seeds, but I will tell you the basil is rich and tasty, and if you get a chance to ever pick up any, it's fantastic basil. And then another area of herbs, some dill, sage, basil, marjoram, some more sage up there. I have harvested all of this stuff, and this is like the second growing of it. It's beautiful though, isn't it? Well, this is the Caraflex cabbage. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I think it's the wrong place that we planted it. We'll do it again next year and see what happens. We've got a problem with our other cucumber plants. We don't know what happened. We've never had this problem with cucumber plants, so I don't know. We'll have to see. These raspberries are done for now. However, they've got a second round coming. You can see that they've got a whole bunch of them. It looks pretty good. These cucumbers are done for the season right here. Paul Robeson is looking pretty decent. Look at that. I've already harvested one Paul Robeson. I mean, they are nice looking tomatoes. Seriously. You can see down here. Yeah. These are my experimental pepper bins. I'm getting some. There's some. You know, there's not as many as I would have liked. I'm not the biggest pepper person. I thought there wasn't any back here, and then I said, oh, well, look they're green. You know, the Nancy. And more peppers over there. I think I'm gonna have a square of peppers next year so I can get decent ones. This is another yellow submarine plant. Has a lot on it, has not really ripened too much. There was a couple that ripened and I had it, and they are pretty tasty. Another nice looking pepper there. Brad's Atomic, I don't have very much on it, but at least we'll get a couple. Some more Paul Robeson. I just think this is a fantastic tomato. It'll be a purplish red. I mean, and they are pretty big slicing tomatoes. Over here, forgot to show you guys, is a miscellaneous tomato plant. So we just staked it and said, okay, let's see what we got going. There is a flower on it, so not sure. Right here is another miscellaneous tomato plant. We have no idea what it is, but we're gonna let it go and see what happens. We staked it to see, what would happen. There's another miscellaneous tomato plant back there. Staked it. We'll see what happens. Broccoli, we have already harvested 2 heads off it, and this is the second one on this plant. And there's more growing on the rest of them. Broccoli is pretty good. It's great to be able to come out here and get some broccoli. Beans, beans, beans. Beans, beans, beans. I'm not going to say the little saying because, my brother and I had a great time saying that around my grandpa and grandma. But there are a ton of them. We will probably be harvesting them this weekend. We can let them go to get huge. And there are quite a few that are huge, but it'll be fun. It's great to come out and get some fresh beans. This mess is the parsnips. We've just got to be patient and let them go. They shouldn't be harvested until probably sometime around September, maybe earlier. We got a couple little ones. I've got a tower of basil plant in the middle there. I don't know what possessed me to put that there. Still growing though. All right. Well, we got past the end rot on the Romas and ended up with a ton of Romas on the vines. There is literally, I'm gonna say probably 70 to 80 of them on these 3 plants. I mean, look at them. And when they ripen, they all ripen together, but they look pretty decent. And there's no evidence of any end rot on those. So we did it. These hybrids have just been producing over and over and over. I mean, there is a ton. You should see my counter with all of them. It's crazy. They're so good though. Yep. We got some more black strawberry cherry tomatoes here. I'm kind of letting these go because I'm very unsure of how long they should stay on the vine. I have picked a few and they are really pretty and they are tasty. They're kind of big though for a cherry tomato. I don't know what kind of cherry tomato this is, but we've been getting a lot of them. And I don't know if you've noticed, we grew some lettuce here on the side of the tomatoes. You can see all this lettuce here, and of course the marigolds. We got romaine here, which is really, really nice. We've been picking that and eating it. It's not forming into its little thingies, but dill, some more sage and my tarragon. Can't wait to start using that. And you know, more cherry tomatoes. They're coming in good, coming in real good. And another miscellaneous tomato plant right there. And there's another miscellaneous tomato plant. I don't know how it happens, but it happens. Up onto the deck now. We've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rosemary plants. They're doing pretty decent. This is lemon basil, and this is lemon balm, which I will have to harvest soon because the leaves are looking a little bit ick. Some basil in cups. I think it's Italian basil, but I'm not entirely sure, but it looks pretty decent. Or grill. Another rosemary plant. I love rosemary. This is a chamomile plant that has not flowered. Kind of interesting. 2 chamomile plants that flowered. I've got some dill going to seed, and I'm going to save the seeds for next year. Some marjoram, and the 2 out of the 4 rosemary plants that actually took. Rosemary is typically extremely hard to grow from seed, and all of the rosemary that I have here is grown from seed. However, I planted 4 pots this time, and only 2 of them came up, and it was these 2. This particular one was knocked over in a huge storm we had a couple weeks ago, but it seems to be bouncing back. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of rosemary, so these were the 2 pots that it didn't come up. I'm trying to attract some birds here, but I don't think that's really happening because they're scared of the dogs. Anyhow, so that's pretty much it for the garden. We've had a little bit of a problem with the tomatoes in that they are cracking because we've had a whole lot of moisture. It's been very humid. Everything in the pots seemed to be going very well this year. I forgot to show you our olive tree, but I don't know what to do with it. It's not growing, but it's not dying, so I got to figure that out. The only other issue that we've had this year that seems to be pretty perplexing is the cucumber plants. We are not being able to keep those cucumber plants alive. They're getting that yellow splotches all over it. We've got to do some research into it and see what happens, but it's a little disappointing because it's always nice to have cucumbers in the summer. But anyhow, everything's going fairly well over here. I'm very excited to see what we get with these heirloom potatoes. We will do it again because heirloom potatoes are just amazing looking. You know, not really supposed to have so much potatoes, but you know, what the heck. Herbs did really well this year. I'm kind of waiting to get some of them harvested until the girls come from the Czech Republic. Our little cousins are coming, twin cousins, and I'd like them to see kind of what we do a little bit here. But as a whole, you know, I mean, we're doing pretty good. That squash area is doing crazy. I'm interested to see how the kohlrabi comes up because we've never grown kohlrabi before. And that's pretty much it. The front has a yellow squash plant that we've already harvested. 1 yellow squash, and it looks like there's about 7 more on it. There's a couple Minnesota midgets, and there's a weirdo squash out there too. Don't know how it happened. It was supposed to be only Minnesota midget squashes in there, so what are you gonna do? But that's pretty much it. I will update you later. You can always check out my Instagram for pictures. Pretty much post daily what I'm doing. I don't do the reels too much, but after my session ends for my teaching, then I get to do a whole lot more stuff for my Instagram and things like that. So throughout the winter, I'll be doing my Nancy Makes stuff, so we'll have to see how that goes. And until the next time, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.